Can I ask you where you reside, please?
It depends on the time. When I came in 2018, I was staying with a friend. But I do own a rental unit. It's a duplex, and I use part of it for storage. Sometimes I stay there, sometimes I don't. It is as far as the legal definition of residency is concerned, I do not consider that to be a permanent residence. Even though I may stay there from time to time, even if I stay there often, it is not a permanent residence. It's an investment property. There are 2 units there. 1 unit has been consistently rented for 22 years to, I can't tell you how many different tenants. By the way, Mr. Safford has, in his documentation, violated the privacy rights of numerous of my tenants by publishing the majority of their Social Security number and by identifying their mental health issues. I have tenants with mental health issues.
Excuse me, Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis, please, Mr. Davis. This is not a hearing about the challenger. This is a hearing to determine where you reside. You are saying you do not reside at the 4th Avenue address. So to be a registered voter, we have to have you registered where you reside. Please answer that question.
No, I have a non-traditional address, which means I can stay in my rental unit, which is used for storage if I need to, or I can stay with friends if I choose to. That's the definition of residency. That's the definition of a non-traditional address.
So for precincting purposes, sir, where do you reside?
I just got done telling you. It varies depending on the time. I might go to the Bigelow address tonight. But as I said, in 2018, I was staying with a friend. So it depends on the time where I stay. That's an investment property. I do not consider it a permanent home. I'm also working on it, trying to, working on it so it can be rented out.
For precincting purposes, as I mentioned earlier, I need to precinct you where you reside. Where do you currently reside?
Yeah, so that was a good question raised by people here. So where do homeless people reside?
They tell us where they reside. If they're under the 5th Avenue Bridge, then we would precinct them in that location.
I live in the general area. It depends on who I'm staying with. If I'm staying at my storage place, which is what I'm calling my rental, which is under work, then sometimes I stay there. Sometimes I don't. It is not a permanent full-time residence. That's why we have cross streets. That's why it is non-traditional.
Okay, let me ask you one more time to determine where we precinct you, where do you reside? And in looking at your voter history, you voted in 2016, 2017, and 2018, sir.
Yeah, and I voted in 2014 and 2012 and 2020 and 2008. I voted in 2006, 2004. I voted going back to the mid-90s. What's that point?
Well, sir, we have to, register you where you reside. So I need an answer from you of where you reside for us to assign a precinct to you, sir. Otherwise, we can't send you a ballot.
That's right.
We don't know what candidates to put on the ballot we mail to you.
In fact, when I went in 2018, you asked me for cross streets, and I gave you cross streets. That was Puget and 4th Avenue. Those are the cross streets I gave you. Those are the cross. There's nothing inaccurate about that. That's what you would do to anybody else who came in there with a non-traditional address. You're implying that some people are entitled to a non-traditional address and other people aren't.
Oh, no, I'm asking you where we should precinct you. So do I hear you saying that we should precinct you at
Right,
Puget and
where you
Ford?
are, it's fine.
Okay,
Yes,
I
yes.
have no further questions.
I stand by what I came in 2018, what I came in and signed and filled out.